Hey, I'm probably going to end up putting this at the beginning of the video, but I wanted to say thanks to all the people at the hospital here for taking care of me, and thanks to all the hospital staff at all the hospitals across the world right now for helping take care of everything. Probably going to put this at the beginning of the video. Might end up being a little bit confusing, but that's all right. All right, today is a very special day. Today should be my last MRI. Last year around this time, we thought that I had a brain tumor, and I've talked about the whole scenario in a previous video, so I'm going to try keeping things short with a little recap. So yeah, I had some issues, and the doctors ended up thinking that I had a brain tumor. So for about 6 months, I was believing that I had about 20 years to live, according to the doctor, and that I was not going to be able to go along for so much longer, which was all a bit of a downer for me. And then I had a follow-up MRI about 6 months later, and when I talked to the doctors again, he said that him and all of his other radiologist friends had come to the general consensus that that my brain tumor wasn't even a brain tumor, that it was actually just a malformation, which was a gigantic load off. If you're interested in hearing more about how that all affected my life, consider checking out the other video on it. I think that it kind of holds up still. Anyways, so a couple weeks ago, I get a letter in the mail saying that I have my MRI coming up tonight. And I wasn't really expecting it, being that there's this whole global pandemic going on right now. And I also don't really want to be at the hospital because of that. Now, I'm pretty sure that everything in my head is fine and that it's not a tumor that's going to kill me, but the doctors just want to make sure. And being that I have to go through the MRI and everything, and being that there is that level of uncertainty, it is giving me a little bit of anxiety because, well, why wouldn't it? I mean, like, sure, there's a really good chance that it's nothing, but there's that chance that it's something, and that is pretty scary. Let's talk about the process a bit, because that might be interesting. So the MRI is booked for tonight at 10:15 p.m., and my grandpa said that he was going to be able to drive me there. I want to be able to maybe get some footage of the trip. But he thought that I said 10:15 a.m., so he actually showed up this morning. He wasn't very happy about it, and he wanted me to mention that I wasn't clear about the times, and I guess that it makes sense. I mean, even on the letters, they have a big stamp on it that says evening appointment, and they really drive it home. So I probably should have been more clear with that. So sorry, Grandpa. So tonight, my grandpa is going to come and pick me up around 9:30 because you have to show up half an hour earlier than the appointment is actually supposed to be. And we're going to get there, and we're going to park and everything. We have to go in, check in, probably test to make sure that we don't have that current major virus. Because of that, he might actually not even be able to come into the hospital at all. It might just be me because I'm the one who has business there. And he might have to wait in his car, which would be a bit of a bummer because I don't really want him to have to wait for that long. But gotta do what you gotta do. They're going to direct me to the waiting area, and once I get there, they're going to give me something a little more comfortable to slip into, and then I just have to wait for my turn to go in. Once it is actually my turn, I'm going to have to go in there, put all my stuff inside of a locker. They're going to ask me a few questions. Do I have any piercings, tattoos, pacemakers, basically anything on my body that wouldn't act very well with a giant super magnet. And then they're going to ask me some other questions like, do I have claustrophobia or anxiety for these kinds of things, which luckily I don't. I do have some metal in my back, but that's not going to be a problem because when I got it, the metal was already all going to be compatible. They think about this stuff, apparently, which is good. I'm happy that they do. After I get into the actual room, they're going to lay me down on this nice, stiff table, and they're going to use some foam to fix my head in place, and they're going to put this big plastic mask over my head as well, just to make sure that I can't move my head around too much at all, and just to make sure that the scan turns out really good. Then they're going to put some nice foam padding underneath my legs to make sure that that's going to be nice and comfortable. Then they're going to give me a button, and they're going to say if I have anything that really, really is important that I need to stop the MRI for, press the button, machine will turn off immediately, they'll pull me out, everything will be fine. Then they're going to slide me into this big super magnet, and they're gonna turn it on, and it's gonna make a lot of noise, a lot of really, really, really terrible noises for about 15 to 20 minutes. They know where they're looking. It's not a very big area. Well, considering how big the area can be. Then, after that time is done, they're going to pull me back out, and they're going to inject some cool stuff into my arm that's going to look really neat in the scan. That's just to make sure that everything's illuminated, easy to see. Once they inject that stuff, they're going to put me back in the machine for another 15 to 20 minutes. And then, once that's done, I get to come out, and I'm probably going to ask them to see if I can see the scans. They're going to say no. And then I get to put on my clothes again and get to go find my grandpa and come back home. Then it's the waiting game. I get to wait and see, well, for a little while. They're probably just going to call me, and with all this stuff going on, the doctor probably doesn't want to have a face-to-face with me, which is all right. I understand it, but so he's probably going to call me. He's going to tell me what the stuff is, and I'm going to update everyone once I get that news. It's not going to be for another couple weeks, unfortunately. Very busy people, busy times for doctors. So, yeah, I'm hoping that it all goes well. All right, and there he goes. Let's get this MRI. Oh. This must be the right way in. It's been a long time since I've been here. Alright, well, that was the way in. Now, how do I actually get to the main hospital? Hi. Yeah, well, thanks for watching. Thanks for caring. And yeah, if you made it this far, thanks.